Good morning, friends, and welcome to Worthington Home. I'm Chris. So today I have a few errands to run. I think I'm going to do some sneaky thrifting. In fact, I think I'm going to thrift my old route that I used to do on a regular basis, where I would go to Aldi's, then Salvation Army, and then Savers. So let's go. It's a very cold, gray day, and snow is in the forecast, so we'll see if we get some. I think I'm in the mood for it. Bring it on. We're here at Aldi's, and we're just gonna make a quick stop inside. I'm gonna grab my cart. I am baking something interesting for a party, and I'm gonna show you that recipe really quick. That's why we're going inside together. This is my key ingredient. I wonder if you can guess what I'm gonna make. And this is the second key ingredient, and if one package is good, 3 is better. Let's buy them all. Okay, let's get the heck out of here because this is not a channel about grocery shopping. This is a channel about thrifting. Salvation Army in Newington, Connecticut is just down the street, so we're headed there now. And we've arrived. Let's see if we can find any good stuff in here. I am in the mood for some treasures. We're gonna start out in home decor as we always do. These shelves are looking festive and bright. So let's see what we have. These big ornaments are kind of interesting. Very shiny. I decided to take a better look at these. They are really nice and big. I don't really want to pick up any ornaments right now, but I think those could look beautiful on somebody's tree. That's a cute little ornament. I have a friend who loves ornaments just like those. And this is a cute little picture. The stockings were hung on by the chimney with care. Very cute. $5.99. I think pink is a discount color. Here's a look at the aisle. I'm coming back for this tray though because I really like the color and the size and the pattern. This was made by Mikasa, which is surprising me, but I think this is a possibility. I kind of like these decorative duck plates. They're kind of sweet, but I checked them on eBay and they don't seem to fetch too much money, so probably not worth investing in, but I do think they're very pretty. These were made by Edwin M. Knowles. There's some spongeware plates back here. These are Country Crock made in China, and they're so heavy. I think I'm gonna put these back. This is a pretty covered jar. I'm wondering who made this. I'm just gonna put the lid down and turn it over. This was from Christmas Tree Shop, made in China. This is kind of cute, little napkin holder. It needs some love, but white is a discount color, so this is a maybe. This squirrel's really cute, but his tail has become detached, and that makes him a sad friend. So he's going back. This is a really cute picture. I like the blue and white speckled effect of this. I like enamelware in general, but I know this isn't gonna sell for much on my eBay store. It's cute. This is a beautiful covered bowl. Oh, but there is a pretty good sized crack in this, and I don't want to pick up a piece with damage like that, but it is very pretty. There's a little stack of Lenox here, but they're kind of just a couple of orphaned pieces, so I think it's a no. This is such a cute little basket with the ducks on it. Are these ducks or geese? I always get them confused in home decor, but these are cute. Creative Accents ink, made in Michigan, handcrafted. They're really kind of cute. I am very tempted by these. I'm thinking about it. $8.99. This looks like a Blue Ridge plate, and I do love Blue Ridge because it's hand painted. No two pieces are alike. Ooh, that's another really good crack in this. So even for $2.99, this is gonna have to be a no. That's a shame. And right next to it is a picture that is very chunky. It's a little handmade piece from 1970. This is an interesting ice bucket for $3.99. I like the black and gold. It has a little bit of a mid-century modern effect to it, but the handle is pretty dinged up and damaged. And I don't think I want to buy it if it's not in pretty good condition because I don't want to have to try to fix that. This is another cute tray. However, there is a good bit of paint loss here in the middle, so I think I'm going to put that back for now. This is such a cute basket, and I've seen this basket before, and I've been tempted by it before, but you see that sort of tear in the decorative piece with the snowflakes. I think that's just a no. I would really like a staircase basket, but I think I want mine to be in better condition and maybe not winter themed. I'm looking at this tray and I can't decide if I like it or if it's just too clunky. The paint effect on this is really like super thick, and then the tray itself feels oddly light. I know it's not really coming across to you in this footage, but I do like the crow on it and I do like the pumpkin on it. And I like all the little bats around the perimeter, so I'm gonna have to think about this one. This is kind of cute, this welcome home sign, but the minute I'm picking this up, I can feel that it's super light and flimsy. So without being well made, I think this guy's gonna stay here. These candlesticks are interesting, and they were made in India, but they're $4.99 each. This is adorable. Look at the birds. You know I love birds. If you watch this channel, this piece is $6.99, which is a little bit more than I want to pay for it, but it's so cute. I might go for it, and it's double-sided, which is kind of fun. And it's giving me a very strong spring feeling on this cold winter day. I want to check out this plaque. My house is clean enough to be healthy and dirty enough to be happy. Well, I like that saying very much. $4.99 for this little piece. It's kind of cute, but I don't think I would get much for it. I'm checking this out, and that's just like a cardboardy feel on top. So nothing I'm inclined to bring home with me. Just checking this thing out underneath with the little teddy bears. That's kind of cute. Lots of signs today. Home sweet home. Oh, this poor woman needs to see her chiropractor. It cannot be good to hold her head at that angle. However, I like the message on this. It's pretty cute. And now I'm in the lamp section, and I like this little white lamp with the flower, but I don't like how the metal part is a different color, and I'm not about to paint it. So, no thank you. There's some pretty pillows here today. I wish there were 2 of these, then I probably would pick it up. This has a little bit of a William Morris effect, but the fabric feels kind of inexpensive. So it's tempting, but I think it's gonna be a no. There's also this really big bin full of pillows, and I kind of like these cushions in this like check pattern. They're kind of cute, but I'm just thinking, do I want to sell them? Do I want to store them? They're not exciting me that much. Here are games and puzzles and toys. I'm not usually lucky in this section, but it never hurts to look. So I look every time. And I'm just taking a quick peek at the furniture section on my way to the checkout line. Nothing here I can't live without. All right, we are headed out. It started to snow. I thought it might snow. Oh, it looks so pretty out here. right, next stop as we drive in the snow. These are just little flurries, nothing serious, but next stop is Savers. And we're here. Let's see what they have inside. I'm always a little nervous when I go to Savers because you just don't know what you're gonna find here. It can be really good or really bad. I'm gonna grab a cart. I don't always grab a cart when I first come to Savers because I almost feel like it's overly optimistic and the thrifting gods won't like it. But today I've decided to be in an optimistic frame of mind, get a cart, and have total vibes of success. So that's how we're starting on this Savers trip today. I really like these chickens. I think they're adorable. $6.99. I have a feeling that's $6.99 each, in which case it won't be cheap enough for resale. Yeah, $6.99 each. They're really cute, but I'm gonna leave them here for somebody else. Oh my gosh, this Dachshund bookend set is so cute. Oh my goodness, this was from Home Goods, made in China. So I'm gonna leave it here, but I like it. And this little trinket box is so cute, made in France. I can't do $7.99, but it's really a sweet piece. There seems to be a lot of artwork here today, and I am loving that because artwork is one of my favorite things to pick up. I like the look of these chickens, $4.99 for this, but there's two, and that's even better. This bunny's kind of cute. I like how one ear's up and one ear's down. $9.99 is more than I want to pay for it, but it's cute. I like this stenciled artwork. There's actually 3 pieces like this, but this one is my favorite. So for $7.99, I think I'll take a chance on 1, but not 3. This is a cute little notebook for $2.99. I go through these like crazy, so this is going into the cart. And I'll just check out the frames. This is kind of cute. It has the image of characters from the book Madeline. I really love that book, but it's just made in China, so I think I'm gonna leave this here. This is kind of a cute sign. It's not old, otherwise I would grab it, but it is cute and it's $4.99. I'm checking out the China section. I'm always a sucker for China. This is such a pretty pattern. I run across this pattern from time to time in my travels. This is Yorktown by Salem China, made in England. I love the blue and white design on that. This is Creative Fine China, made in Japan. And this is also made in Japan. This is a cute little picture, but it's $9.99. This is really sweet, but not resellable at that price point. This is a cute cup and saucer, $6.99. I really won't pay more than $4.99 for a cup and saucer. I'm trying to figure out, should I buy it? I really like this. Let me show you. You can see it's got wine glasses. They're lovely. They look like they've never been used, but I'm trying to decide. This is Port Marion, and I love Port Marion, and it's nice this has never been used. However, I really like to buy Port Marion made in England, and this was made in China, so it's tempting, but I'm gonna leave it here. Now I'm looking at all of the blankets and quilts and comforters and all that kind of stuff. You never know when you might spot a gem in this aisle. And I'm already seeing a piece I like. This is really lovely. It's very soft and I like the pattern. It would match almost any room. $9.99 is more than I can reasonably pay for resale. Too bad. I really like this book, The American River. I love anything about Connecticut history, so this is a strong option. I like it. There's lots of books here, and I'm really tempted by them all, but they're mostly $6.99, and that is definitely too much. But this one is about Arthur and his knights. I can't believe I'm finding this book in the wild. I have wanted this book for quite a long time, and although I just complained about $6.99, that's actually a good price for this book. And I can't wait to look through this. In fact, I think I'm gonna take a sneaky peek at it right now because I'm just so curious. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a really good book. There's a little bit of furniture here that I'm just taking a peek at on my way out, but there's nothing super special, so I think we're done here. Well, the snow is still with us. It's not sticking to the road or anything, so it's just a little bit of spitty snow, but not so much snow that I can't stop at Starbucks on my way home, so that's up next. I have to admit, it was really fun to do my old little route, the whole, Aldi, Salvation Army, Savers circuit. And if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you may know that was always my route. That was always where I went and where I did most of my thrifting in the beginning. However, I got kind of sick of the high prices I kept finding at Savers, and I decided to kind of take a break from it. I don't know that I feel differently now, especially, but I did find some good things. But before I get into the whole Savers end, let's start with Salvation Army because I prefer to be sequential. So, to start off, I found a few fun things, including, this is just a very small thing. This is a really pretty rose mailing napkin holder, and it needs a little TLC. I need to do some cleaning up. I am not sure to what extent this is going to clean up well, but the price was $2.99 and white tags were 50% off. So I felt like for $1.50, I could be wild and crazy and take a chance. So we'll see how that cleans up. I also picked up this basket, and I do apologize for the tap dancing. Licorice is tap dancing up a storm. But here is this cute little basket. I loved these little ducks. I thought they were so cute in the basket. Oops, this says handcrafted by Creative Accents Incorporated, and it was made in Michigan. I'm not going to show you the back stamp because it's too small to show up on camera. But I don't know, I just thought this was very cute. It reminds me of two ducks that I have in the library, and one of them kind of has its head down, like it's looking down at us. And I just find that charming. So I thought this would be really pretty in my booth space, unless somebody watching this video is interested in purchasing it directly and picking it up from me, in which case, just let me know. Here are the ducks that are sitting in my library. In case you were wondering what exactly they look like, I had picked these up at a church tag sale. Gosh, I think it was like maybe in June. But I like that they're sitting high up on these shelves, because then when you see the duck that's looking down, you can see it's looking at a great height. So it's kind of funny and kind of dramatic. I don't know, I just like these guys, and so they live here. And now to round out the tap dancing, we have some Wilson panting in the background. He's eventually gonna knock over my tripod. I'm just gonna hope for the best. Let's see how we do. I picked up this little picture for $5.99, but pink was also discounted, so it was a little less than that. I can't remember exactly how much, but as you can see, it says the stockings were hung by the chimney with care. It's so cute, and I know it probably seems silly to buy Christmas decor this late in the game at the time of my filming. It's the day before Christmas Eve. I know this video will appear after that. So in a way it seems silly to pick up more Christmas decor, but I just thought this was really cute and worth hanging on to until the next season. It won't take up too much space in my bins, so why not? The last thing I want to show you from Salvation Army is this really pretty tray. I love the pattern on this and the colors. This is like a plasticky melamine type material, so you can kind of hear, not wood, not metal, but certainly very easy to clean, very practical to have. And this is Mikasa, but this is actually Mikasa made in France. I didn't know Mikasa made anything in France. That's the back stamp. But I thought that was a really pretty piece. I thought that was really fun. I love, like I said, I love the colors and the patterns. I think that could be really useful in somebody's kitchen. So I decided to pick it up. Okay, full disclosure, I cannot remember where I bought this next thing. It might have been Salvation Army. I'm not sure. But I really liked this long little, I don't know, little art decor piece, I guess. You can see it's all just a whole grouping of birds. And it's on this sort of wooden-like base. But I loved all of the birds. I thought that was so cute. And I kept picturing this on the top shelf of my booth space where it's kind of high up, but still visible and a nice place to put something pretty. And I thought this could be a really nice addition to that area. So I think that's where it's headed at some point, but I really liked it. So I figured I would give it a shot. Why not? I'm pretty sure that was Salvation Army. Here's a shot of those birds in my booth space. I did end up bringing it there, and I couldn't put it directly on the very top of the shelf because you couldn't see it there at all. Instead, I rested it on these pegs. It still may be a little too high for people to get a good look at, but at least it fills some of that dead space and brings in a little bit of color and interest. So I'm happy with this, and hopefully someone will find it at some point and I'll have a sale. We'll see. Okay, and then I went to Savers. So Savers was as busy and crazy and crowded as it ever is, maybe even more so. But I did find some good things. I would say, yes, definitely a lot of things were expensive, but some things still seemed like they were worth investing in. So let's hope, you try, you assume, you do your best. We'll see what happens. So I really liked this chicken art. I think it's really cute. I love chickens, of course, as a chicken owner. I'm a big fan. So you can see here's the back stamp. I mean, not the back stamp, the back of the piece. So I paid $4.99 for this, and then it had a companion piece. That is right here. And you can see it has the exact same kind of make. So I think that would be adorable. I think especially in a kitchen, that would be cute. I don't know if you can kind of see them side by side. I thought they were just kind of a fun find. So they came home with me. And then I found, oh my gosh, a good deal more artwork. I also found this pretty little print. It's framed and matted. It's like a little floral arrangement. I liked the colors. And this also had a companion piece. Here it is. So these are just absolutely perfect for popping in a small space that needs a little bit of color and interest, or as part of a gallery wall just to plug in some smaller spaces. So I think they could certainly stand alone, or else they could be part of a bigger grouping. Like I said, I think they're very sweet. You could even lean them up against a wall or pop them in a bookshelf. There's so many things you can do with small little pieces like this. One has a signature on it, but I would assume it's probably a reproduction. I don't know. I'll have to do a little bit of research, but I really liked them. So I found this really pretty needlepoint or embroidered or something piece. I think this is maybe needlepoint. Yeah, this isn't, I don't think it's cross stitch. No, I'm pretty sure this isn't cross stitch. I think this is needlepoint. It looks like it's handmade. Love, that's very cute. Wouldn't that be cute, especially as Valentine's Day will be coming before you know it. And the back is pretty basic, but there's a little card that says Expressions in Art. So somebody, I think, made this. This is from a showroom in Pennsylvania. Really sweet. The frame is a little bit dinged up, but I think a little bit of a furniture pen will smooth that over a little bit. And I really liked the colors on that. Here's another pretty piece. This is cross stitch for absolute sure. And here it is. So you can see it's got lots of really pretty flowers. It's a nice big size. It looks like it's done on linen. It says, as you go through life, take time to smell the flowers. So excellent advice, I would say. And I thought this would be nice. So I will probably put this in my booth space because I think it would be, well, I could probably ship it. So I don't know, maybe I'll give it a thought, but it cost $5.99. Okay, let me make some room so I can show you the next thing I bought, which I thought was really pretty. And it's more artwork. And again, more flowers. You're sensing a real theme. I didn't plan it that way. I didn't go into Savers saying, I'm gonna look for a lot of artwork and hopefully a lot of flowers and a lot of chickens and a lot of needlepoint. Didn't start that way. You find what you find and you scoop up the good stuff when you can. So I really liked this print. I was excited to pick it up, $5.99. It looks like it's hand done. It really does. Let me give you a closer look. I don't see any kind of artist signature on it unless it's underneath the sticker, which could be the case. Now I'm curious. Wonder what happens if I peel it off. No, nope, still no signature, but it does look hand painted. So we'll see if somebody falls in love with this. So with this next thing, I was really back and forth on. There were 3 pieces like it, and I ultimately decided to try the one I liked the best. I didn't know if it was kind of granny core fabulous or if it was just a little bit dated. I don't know. I like it, but I just wasn't sure. I think the frame is what throws me more than anything. Let me stand up so I can show this to you better. So you can see it's really pretty. It looks stenciled around the edges. It has a signature and a no date. It says Gary Wayne on it. And it really has a nice sort of handmade effect. I love things that have barns on it. I always think that's pretty. It's matted. But yeah, I mean, this really kind of yelled 1980s at me. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, I just wasn't sure how this one would perform. So that's why I picked up 1 instead of 3. I have a feeling that might have been a mistake, but I'm not sure. This was $7.99. Here's the back. So nothing super special. It was just popped into a ready-made frame. And this says Vintage Stencils. Oh, Vintage Stencils by Gary Wayne. So I guess this was hand done. So I'm hoping that somebody really likes this. I think it's really fun. So we'll see how that does. And I think that officially wraps up the artwork segment of this haul. So shifting gears, you know what? I'm going to show you another pickup, another item that I was a little bit back and forth on. So this is, let's see, first I want to tell you how much I paid. $14.99, so a little bit of money. It came in this box. Okay, so it's all kind of put together nicely in that way. And then when I open it, it's a collection of beautiful wine glasses. They look like they've never been used. And it's got its original insert. So this says Cristalleria Fratelli Fumo. That's the maker. So these are all Italian. And they have beautiful etching in them, pretty clear stems. The original labels are still on them. And there's purple, gold, and blue. Let me see if I can hold this up a little better. So for sure, I really liked them. I just wasn't sure about the price. And they do have a record of selling on eBay. So I'm hoping that I will have good luck when I try to sell it myself. It's so hard to know sometimes. I know I had another glass collection that I picked up at Savers that I was really questioning, and it sold really fast, and it sold for the asking price. So I'm hoping that it was a good call. It's sometimes just hard to know, but I do think they're beautiful glasses. In fact, if I needed glasses, I'd be tempted to keep them, but I'm trying to let things go. So that will be available for sale probably on my eBay store. So just two more things to show you. I found this book, The American River, 5 Centuries of Writing About the Connecticut River. I love things that are about Connecticut history. That really appeals to me. So I purchased this book to go in my own library. And the book cost $6.99. So even their book prices have now gone up quite a fair little bit. I would have bought more books, but the price gave me pause. I did, however, grab this one, An Affair with the House by Bunny Williams. I've wanted this book so many times, and on Amazon it goes for a lot of money. Whenever I've encountered this book has gone for a lot of money. In fact, its original listing price was $60. So not a cheap book. With that in mind, $6.99 seemed like a good price for this particular book. I'd love to show you just a few pictures from inside, just so you can get a sense of why I'm excited about it. This book has gorgeous photographs in it. And of course, Bunny Williams, you probably already know this. She's a very famous designer. She has her own line of beautiful and rather expensive home decor items. She does amazing things with gardens. As you can see, she's a fantastic entertainer. And I think, oh my goodness gracious, look at this fabulous bed. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is so stunning. And so anyway, a book like this can just give a person so many fabulous ideas for ways that they can style up their house and their gardens and flower arrangement, all kinds of things. So I love to thumb through books like this. And if I find after I finish with it that I don't think I'll use it as a reference moving forward, I can of course always sell it. But I do have a feeling that this will end up as a permanent part of my library, only because I have wanted this book for so long. What a fabulous light fixture. Do you see what I mean by how you can just get so much inspiration? Even look at how they have these little lights on top of this fireplace mantle. I would never have thought of that, but it's a great idea. I love the fire screen. I think the table setting is beautiful. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this particular book. Okay, this is a little bit random, but I recently purchased this roll-up dish drying rack on Amazon. I saw it on another YouTube channel and I thought it would be great because it provides a little bit of extra counter space. This is actually strong enough to put like a pot full of water on it, and then you just roll it up when you're not using it. I also thought it would be great because it would deter Iris from sitting in the sink, which she likes to do. Ew. However, she has figured out how to break through the roll-up dish drying rack so she can sit in the sink anyway. This is just not her most hygienic little trick, and every time she does this, I have to wash the sink out again. The cat's wet, then of course she wants to sit on my lap, and then I'm wet. She also pulled the dish towel off the sink, so she's very happy with herself, having created a whole lot of chaos. And as usual, Wilson is being a very good boy and isn't getting to any mischief at all. We really appreciate this about Wilson. He's a good dog and he never, ever sits in the sink. That's a good thing. But the real reason why we're in the kitchen is because I want to show you my Christmas tree bark recipe. So I'm preheating the oven to 350. And I'm going to put some parchment paper down in this pan. This is such a great recipe if you're like me and you don't love to cook, because it's just really super and effective. And every time I bring this to a party or a gathering or whatever, my Christmas tree bark goes like hotcakes. So I figured, let's share this easy recipe. So it starts out with saltines, just as I showed you when we were at Aldi's earlier in this video. So I'm just gonna pull out one sleeve of crackers. That's all I'm gonna need for this. And I'm gonna, of course, open it up. And now I'm just gonna put the crackers down on this parchment paper, one after another, just kind of line them up like little soldiers.
Very simple, very easy. The parchment paper definitely helps a lot with cleanup, so don't skip that step. And here we have 2 big sticks of butter, half a cup of sugar, and then I'm going to melt this up over medium-high heat, just stirring it so it doesn't burn. And while I'm waiting for this to melt, I'm going to chop up some nuts, not very many. I'm only going to use nuts on half of my recipe. And you can see everything is melting together very effectively. Now I'm just going to pour the butter sugar mixture over the saltines. It doesn't have to be neatly done. There's no real trick to this other than it's really important that you cover all of the crackers, because what's going to happen is that this is going to create almost like a toffee-like consistency. So you don't want to have any crackers that aren't covered in the butter mixture. I'm just spreading it with this spatula to make sure I get every square inch of this nice and covered. And the crackers move around a bit, but that doesn't matter. This is going to bake in the oven at 350 for 15 minutes. And I just discovered something unexpected in this oven. Let me get a little pot holder. Yes, look, Eric had decided to make himself some pizza last night and must have forgotten to eat it and left it in the oven, and now it's crispy like a shoe. While my bark is cooking, I have to show you who's here with me. It's little Miss Licorice, enjoying her bone and wagging her tail at a furious rate. She's a good girl. And now I pulled this out of the oven and I'm going to sprinkle some chocolate chips on top. It doesn't have to be done in any special kind of way. You'll see why it really won't matter in just a moment. You can see this is just a package of semi-sweet chocolate morsels. And this goes back in the oven for a minute. 1 minute later, the chocolate morsels are nice and melty, as you can tell, and I'm just gonna kind of spread them throughout so that all of the crackers are covered. This is my favorite part. It's very satisfying to see the chocolate morsels melt into like a frosting. And as I mentioned, I am going to put nuts on only half of this. Not everybody likes nuts, so that way I can have some with nuts and some without nuts. Nobody's allergic to nuts, otherwise I wouldn't do this. I think it's so much prettier with the nuts personally, but I know from previous experience some people prefer to have it plain, and that works too. So here it is. This is going to cool completely on the counter, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 2 hours. I want it to get really nice and hard and nice and cold for the next step. So that's coming up in about 2 hours or so. Stay tuned. Okay, and here is the finished product. I'm about ready to go to my friend's party, and all I'm gonna do now is break this into jagged chunks. It's supposed to look very messy. You don't want it uniform. You definitely don't want to show the outline of the original cracker shape because that ruins the effect. So you can get nice and messy and pretty rough with this, and it will work out fine. And now I'm just going to arrange them on this pretty Johnson Brothers rose chintz platter. And by the way, if you're looking for other really fun and easy recipes that will impress your guests, go to literally any other channel except mine, because I'm a terrible cook and I don't cook very often. So I'm mostly an example of what not to do. But that's what makes this recipe all the more sharing worthy. If coming from a person who doesn't like to cook, I'm telling you this is both foolproof and a huge hit at parties, then this is definitely something you might be inclined to try yourself. Also, I'll tell you, this is a really fun recipe to make with kids. They always get a really big kick out of this in my experience. All right, just putting the finishing touches on this, and there we are. It's wrapped up and ready to go. I double wrap this so that if I stop short in my car for any reason, I don't have cookies flying into my windshield, because that would not be good. I'm at my friend Tanya's house now. This is a gingerbread house themed party, and we are in her pool house because she is oh so fancy. She actually pre-assembled and baked gingerbread houses for each of her guests. So we get to decorate it with all of these fabulous things on the table. This is such a great idea, and so something I would never have the time or patience for, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. And her tree looks so beautiful. She is hostess with the mostess. In case you're curious, this is how my gingerbread house came out. Don't worry, I'm not gonna quit my day job and become a professional gingerbread house decorator, but it was really fun. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this thrifted haul. It was really fun to go kind of back to the beginning and get back into kind of my own little routine of traveling the neighborhood. I was so happy that I found some fun things. I always really love artwork, especially. That's one of my favorite things to find because I think it can really transform a room and really make a home feel special and unique. So very glad about that. Hopefully all of this artwork will land in the hands of people who are excited to have it, and we'll see. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you haven't subscribed already, please take a moment and do so. If you don't mind, it does not cost you $1. In fact, it costs you nothing. I really hope that I'll get to see you next time. And until then, have a great day. Bye for now.